Hello Scorpio, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. How are you guys? This is your love and life reading focused on the second half of January 2020. General reading as always, so please do take from this reading whatever makes sense for you, your life, your situation, your relationship, and let the rest go. If you are interested in your own personal private reading, all of that information is down below in the description box, and I will also have a list of all of the card decks that I do use for this reading, Scorpio. So what I have in front of me are a couple of card decks that I chose for your focus messages this time around. First deck is When Spirit Speaks by Medium on a Mission, Heather Fallona's deck, and then the Unspoken Messages Volume 2 deck by Fire Witch Tarot. So let's take a look and see what messages come forward and what it is that you need to focus on for the second half of the month, Scorpio. So let's take a look at that. Angels and spirit guides focusing on Scorpio energy. Could be for cross watchers as well, or really anybody who's been guided to tune in. Let's take a look and see what comes forward. Okay, I'm guided to this one. Subconscious. Okay, so it's tapping into your subconscious energy. Let's take a look and see how it ties into the rest of this reading. Okay, so let's go ahead and add to that with some unspoken messages, tapping into the energy from either yourself or your person. Angels and spirit guides for Scorpio. Please bring forward additional focus messages for this reading for the second half of January 2020. Okay, I'm guided to this one here. It excites me when it shows how much you miss me. Interesting. So you guys are more than likely in separation. There is distance. You're not together. Somehow or other, they are tapping into the fact that you miss them, and it actually makes them happy that you miss them. So they might be checking you out on social media or hearing from friends that you miss this person. That could be reversed as well. I see our love connection in Disney movies. Okay, so however way that is making sense for you, this person is tying your love connection in with Disney movies that they've either seen, or perhaps you guys are a fan of the Disney movies. However way that is playing itself out in your connection with this person. Okay guys, so let's add to this with some additional messages by Mystic Moon Oracles, Scorpio, and let's see what else needs to come forward. So angels and spirit guides for Scorpio. What needs to come forward for this reading for the second half of January 2020? What is going on in love and life for Scorpio? Somebody has regrets. You guys are not together at this time, since they're either missing you, you're missing them, or you're both missing each other, but this is a soulmate relationship that's coming through here. Someone has chosen to go in a new direction. And if you look at these photos, we have a male figure in this card, regret, and then a female figure in the new direction card. So it could have been my divine masculine who is in that space of regret, and it could be my divine feminine who chose to walk away and distance herself from this connection. Understanding. This could have been a problem between the two of you, which is what caused a rift between you guys, not being able to see eye to eye, not having that particular understanding between the two of you of what you both expect out of the relationship. There is a need for patience here, though, to see this unfold the way it is meant to. It's going to require some time to either hear from them or for you guys to reconnect if there's an equal desire to do that, because as of right now, someone walked away from this. soulmate connection, and somebody regrets what they've done or what they've said. We do have inner child coming through here as well. So for me, it could be the divine feminine who either experienced a difficult childhood or had something traumatic happen as a young child. And even though there is a female figure in that photo, which is why I'm picking up off of divine feminine energy, it could be for anyone really. It could be for both male or female. But something traumatic growing up. It could be something as simple as not having a good example of what a good, solid relationship would be like, and therefore taking that experience towards the future as an adult, and it's affecting the dynamic of relationships today. So it could be my divine feminine who's been heavily impacted by that experience. Because when you look at this message once again, you know, I see our love connections in Disney movies. You know, this is something that has that childlike quality to it. So it's somebody who could certainly be incorporating memories from what they experienced as a child into adulthood, somewhere along those lines. But we do have that return card here, Scorpio. So somebody wants to come back. Again, it could be my divine feminines who want to return, or the desire from the divine masculine to have the divine feminine return. However way that's making sense here. But we also have that stuck card. We have the pause card. So there's no movement here right now. And then there was a tower moment. I just did a reading. Who was it for? It was for Cancer. So very similar energies there with the progression of these cards. Could be thinking about a Cancer for some of you guys if you happen to be a cross watcher. But yeah, there's that stuck energy. So there's no movement here right now. That tower moment happened here, and it could have been really unexpected. They often are. You know, they're painful, they're chaotic. And for my divine feminines, having experienced something traumatic as a child possibly, and then now it's happening as an adult with that tower moment, something that causes upheaval and misery and something that's devastating in nature, could be bringing up past memories from childhood for someone. And so rather than sticking around to try to fix the problem, they just run away from it. You know, because look at the energy from both of these photos. Two female figures, one as a child, one as an adult, and they're both kind of walking away from something. But if you notice, there's the sun in both images, and the sun represented in tarot is actually a really positive energy. It's happy energy, it's positive energy. So if they are walking away from a situation, they're actually headed towards something really good. Walking away from destruction and heading towards something better. Interesting. Let's add to this. This is a brand new deck by Amy from Calico Moon Oracle that was gifted to me recently, and I absolutely love this deck. So let's take a look and see what this particular deck brings forward. This is the Pining Rose Love Oracle. So angels and spirit guides for Scorpio. What else do we need to know at this time? For Scorpio for the second half of January 2020. What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know at this time? What caused that tower moment? And that subconscious energy that came forward earlier might have something to do with the inner child and the trauma. Somebody who's just pushing things down and it's hidden deep in their subconscious. That's potentially contributing to that stuck pause energy too. Yeah, see, they're still thinking of you. It already says it excites me when it shows how much you miss me. So it depends, of course, on what side of the fence you fall on, Scorpio, whether you're the one that's missing them or they're missing you. But clearly, you know, you guys are thinking of each other. There is obsession that's coming through as well. And a third party. Okay, well, this gives us a better understanding of what's going on and what caused that tower moment. It had something to do with a third party situation. Third parties do often involve infidelity, cheating, somebody stepping out on a connection, but it could also be referenced to something else that drove a wedge between the two of you. It could be something as simple as somebody was just dedicating their time elsewhere, possibly working too much or just not having enough time for the relationship and spending too much time perhaps with their friends or doing just other stuff and not giving you the attention that you wanted. It could be something like that. So yes, it could be infidelity, it could be a literal third party or a karmic partner, but it doesn't always have to be referenced to that. So however way it makes sense for you. Next message is history. So the two of you definitely have history together. You guys have invested a good amount of time towards this relationship. We also have the soulmate card coming through here. That's the second time that we have a soulmate bond represented in this reading. So for those of you resonating with that, this person feels that you are their soulmate, and we have a second card coming through, so that might be mutual. Next card, I will never forget. So even though you guys are not together at this time, they're telling you, one, they miss you, they're still thinking about you, they do consider you a soulmate, and they will never forget what you guys had shared together. Music also coming through here, so you guys might hear particular songs that remind you of this person, and or this is them thinking of you when they hear certain songs. We do have that awakening energy. Somebody's finally waking up to what it is that's going on here, or what it is that they need to do now as a result of where you guys are at in this relationship. But somebody is definitely heartbroken over what happened. That heavy energy of sorrow. This could certainly be both of you, really, but with the regret energy coming forward, and I do tap into divine masculine energy from that, it could be my divine masculines who are carrying that heaviness of this sorrow card here. Spying on each other. Someone who's checking you out from a distance, and or this is something that you're doing, or you're both doing this. Could have certainly been a very passionate connection. Next message, another reference to I miss you and I'm sorry, tied into those regrets, and then coming full circle, more regrets. Okay, so you both have regrets. It doesn't matter whether you're divine masculine or divine feminine, because now we've got a male figure there, we've got a female figure in this photo. You're both in that space of regret. You both have regrets over how things played itself out in this relationship. You're both missing each other, I feel. Somebody wants to come forward with an apology. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's add some tarot to this and let's see what else needs to come forward. This is the Twin Flame Journey Tarot by Mystic Moon. We've got soulmate representation here, but of course for those of you who do identify with a twin flame bond, let's take a look and see what comes forward. But it, you know, we're not so fixated on the type of connection this is. But we do have two soulmate cards that are coming through here. Angels and spirit guides for Scorpio. What else needs to come through here? At the end of the day, this is a pretty intense soul connection between two people. And there is a stalemate energy from the Two of Swords. That is air energy, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini for some of you guys. But there's a stalemate. Someone who is unable to make a decision, and that's what's keeping you guys stuck here. That's why we've got that stuck energy, as well as the pause card coming through there. The Emperor coming through, representing the divine masculine in this equation. And then we've got the Ten of Swords coming through as well. More air energy. That Ten of Swords is a painful ending. I'm not surprised, since we already have the destruction represented by the Tower moment here in this equation. We do have the Four of Swords right after that, so there's quite a lot of air energy coming through here so far. The Emperor does represent fire, so Leo, Aries, Sagittarius for some of you. Could be a father figure, so for those of you guys who had families, this particular Emperor could represent the father figure in the equation here. But that Four of Swords, I feel, is needed here because it's a break. It's healing and recovery. It's recuperation. It's just giving yourself time to heal from that Tower moment. This is so needed for the both of you, really. And these next two cards, actually, they're both threes. Three of Cups followed by the Three of Pentacles. This is confirmation for us that there was a third-party situation that drove a wedge between the two of you. Three of Cups is water energy. Cancer, Scorpio, of course, your own energy, as well as Pisces. So yeah, some of you guys entered into a third party. But it's also about celebration. It's also about friendships and that sense of community. And the Three of Pentacles is Earth, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And this is the ability of two people to be able to work together as a team, to collaborate. And if you guys can actually work as a team to repair the damage caused by that tower, you guys can have the capability of coming back together, because they definitely want you back. And if you want to reconcile, they're coming through telling you that they still miss you and they are sorry for how things played itself out. And you have shared a history together. You both have regrets over what happened here. Someone's checking someone out, more than likely on social media, is what I'm feeling here. There's that spying card coming through. We have the Five of Pentacles, also isolated and alone, so that's more earth energy. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, once again. That Five of Pentacles is very insecure. Someone who's insecure, somebody who's worrying. It's also tapping into poverty. Someone who's been left out in the cold. Perhaps that's how they made you feel, Scorpio. But we do have the Ace of Cups coming through here, followed by the Two of Cups. So it starts with you. At the end of the day, Scorpio, it starts with you. These are your own energies right here. So you have to be able to fill that cup of love for yourself. Love yourself first in order for you to extend that love beyond yourself, so that you can fill each other's cup of love and come back together. Divine partnership, whether that divine partnership is a soulmate and or a twin flame. I do feel you guys have the capability of overcoming the struggles and the challenges that were brought down by that Tower moment. You know, that Three of Pentacles energy is crucial, because if you guys can work together to fix this, then you guys can overcome the challenges. Okay, that's what's coming through here. So let's add to this, Scorpio, with some romance angels, and let's see what else we can tap into for this reading. Angels and spirit guides for Scorpio. What else do we need to know at this time for the second half of January 2020? What else needs to come through here at this time for Scorpio, January 2020? Calling in your soulmate. There's a third reference to soulmates. Wow. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So very heavy soulmate representation in this reading. So if you've turned to prayer to be able to manifest your soulmate coming back, there's a potential actually that could happen. We do have the Free Yourself card coming through. For some of you, it's time to take back control of your life. Part of the energy of freeing yourself is getting unstuck, getting out of that stalemate energy of the Two of Swords, so that you can create movement in your life, whether that is towards a reconciliation with your person or just finding a new direction altogether. You know, because when a Tower moment happens, it's pretty chaotic and it's pretty painful. And not everybody would be so welcoming of a reconciliation. It's for some of you, but it's not for everyone. Because we do have several references to third-party situations here. For some of you guys, you may have experienced this with your partner more than once, because we've got 3, 3, 3. You know, it's too many threes coming through here. So I feel that it may have been a recurring theme in your relationship, and some of you guys just decided to walk away from it. We do have unrequited love coming right after that. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So I feel these two cards here are referencing those of you who have decided to walk away from a love connection rather than coming back towards it. For those of you who are open to rekindling the romance, I feel this is referring to you. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. It's still safe for you to open up your heart to this person. That is the person that you can offer your cup of love to. They are truly remorseful over what they've done, and they do miss you. They still care for you. For some of you guys, there are children involved in the equation. Your love life is being affected by your children. We do have that Emperor card coming through here as a father figure, I feel. So for some of you guys, you did share a family together and or a blended family together. That's coming through here. And here we are with that deception card. That's what brought the Tower down. The deception of that third-party situation. Somebody who is wearing a false mask in the relationship. And that's what created that Ten of Swords moment, that painful ending. That contributed to the Tower. So for those of you resonating with this reading, I feel perhaps at this moment you guys are just taking a break from one another. Healing and recovery is what the Four of Swords is all about. So take however long you need in order to recover from something as painful as that tower moment in your relationship. And I do feel that's one of the reasons why we've got the patience card coming through here, because it's going to take time to recover from something as devastating as that. Okay, so let's add to this with some Lovers Oracle. Angels and Spirit Guides for Scorpio for the second half of January 2020. Okay, and let's grab this bottom of the deck. I'm guided to pull this next one as well. Okay. First message. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. Absolutely, and that's because everybody's got their own free will. You can't control them, they can't control you, and you're on your own journey at the end of the day. And if you're open to rekindling the partnership, you guys have to be on the same page. And if you are choosing to move away from it and walk away from it once and for all, I feel that you'll be okay. You know, as I mentioned, with these two cards coming forward, you're walking towards the energy of the sun, which is a pretty positive card in tarot. We also have sexual union coming through here. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. This is coming through for those of you who were intimate. And clearly it was a very passionate connection between the two of you. And then we've got freedom. There is nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. Exactly. If you want a new direction, you can have that. It's totally your call, Scorpio. Where's that other card? Here it is. Free yourself. If you need to free yourself from a connection to take back control of your life, absolutely. That's your prerogative. But nothing's actually standing in your way. You can move forward on your own if you like, or you can move towards reconciliation if that's something that you're both open to. Because we do have several references to a soulmate connection here. Okay, so let's grab some dialogue messages here, Scorpio. This is another deck that I was actually gifted by Amy from Calico Moon Oracle. This is the 5D Love Messages Oracle deck. So focusing on your person, Scorpio, let's take a look and see what they would want to say to you if they could. And for some of you guys, it's you that needs to speak up. So take these for how they resonate with you. We'll grab a few from this deck and let's take a look and see what comes forward. Angels and Spirit Guides for Scorpio. Who needs to speak up here? Is it Scorpio? Is it a third party? Is it your soulmate? Who needs to speak up here? Angels and Spirit Guides, who needs to speak up here for Scorpio? For this Scorpio reading, who needs to speak up? Who needs to speak up? Nobody wants to speak up. There we go. Songs are reminding me of you. And that already came through earlier. Music. Okay? So whenever they hear particular songs and or you hear particular songs, Scorpio, you guys are being reminded of each other. Next message. I wasn't completely honest with you. Yeah, well, we already know that. That is where this deception is stemming from. Next message, you have been on my mind. Yeah, they've been thinking about you. Okay, they miss you. Next message, I still have hope that we will be together. So they haven't quite given up on this connection, and I feel for some of you, you might be on the same page that you haven't quite let this go either. You know, we do have that obsession card that came through, somebody that can't quite let this go, can't stop thinking about it. You know, they definitely want to come back and or want you back. Next message. I won't be able to keep myself from reaching out much longer. Yep. I mean, where's that spy card? Well, we have the spy card buried here somewhere. Okay, here it is. So yeah, they're spying on you, keeping tabs on you, more than likely on social media. So I'm really not surprised that this card has come forward. I won't be able to keep myself from reaching out much longer. You know, they're obsessed. They're still checking you out on social media, more than likely. Still thinking about you, still missing you. Next message. No one else can compare to you. Perhaps it took that tower moment for them to come to that realization. We are connecting in the 5D. So even though you're not together at this time, energetically, you guys are still connecting in the 5D realm. We'll grab this one last one. It was just too much for me at the time. That's totally understandable, considering tower moments are often pretty difficult. And I just happened to glance at this next one. I never meant to hurt you. So that's part of the regrets that's coming through here. You both have them. Both have regrets over what has happened here. Okay, so take that for however way it's making sense for you, Scorpio. All right, guys, let's add to this with some additional messages. Let's grab some healing messages here to add to this. Angels and spirit guides for Scorpio for the second half of January 2020. Some healing messages for Scorpio for the second half of January. What do we have? Your guardian angel is actually watching out for you at this time, Scorpio. So if you feel like you're going through this alone, you're not. You're being blessed, you're being watched, you're being guided by your guardian angel. And there are new beginnings that are coming through here for some of you. So if you're open to a new beginning with this person, your soulmate, Scorpio, then you can actually work towards that. And for some of you, part of this new beginning is towards a new direction, away from this connection, and then just starting over elsewhere in your life, whether that's in relation to a new love connection or just really starting fresh in all aspects of your life. It's coming forward there, and you have the opportunity to do with that new beginning whatever it is that you want to. All right, guys, so let's close this out with some final thoughts from the Guardian Angel deck, since we do have the Guardian Angel card coming through here. Angels and spirit guides, some final thoughts for Scorpio for the second half of January 2020. Final thoughts for Scorpio. We have that invitation card. We also have positive change. Okay, so invitation. This card reads, we, your guardian angels, ask you to invite us into your heart. Talk to us at any time. Share with us your fears and concerns, as well as your joys and pleasures. There is no need to be formal, for we have known you before the dawn of time. In fact, we know you better than you know yourself, and we love you just as you are. So that's a particular message coming through for Scorpios. And then we end your reading, guys, with a positive change. Dare to be different. When you are criticized, remember that you will never please everyone. Many brilliant and gifted individuals were not fully appreciated or understood in their own lifetime, yet it is often they who have sown the seeds of change. So whatever it is that you need to work on in your life, whatever it is that you feel you need to change in any aspect of your life, whether that is in relation to your love life, life in general, your money matters, your job, your family, and your love connections, of course, you are capable of making those positive changes. So entering into the second half of January, welcome in these new beginnings and start changing whatever it is that you need to. All right, guys. So that's where I'm going to leave this reading. I hope that whatever part of it you were able to resonate with, that it did offer you some clarity. If you are interested in your own personal private reading, all of that info is down below in the description box. And I'll be back real soon, guys, with more readings for you. Thank you so much for being here, for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Take care.